Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Fringe Virtual Artist Chats. My name is Grant Knutson, and as usual, through my group Minion Productions, I help artists learn about Fringe festivals all over North America. But today we are learning more about the shows happening in the upcoming Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe, happening this weekend, May 6th to 9th, including this show right here. Can you introduce yourself for everybody?
Hi, I'm Tom Cavanaugh. I'm the writer, director, producer, creator of Now, Now, Now.
Nice. All sorts of work on that one. And I was telling you earlier, I'm going to give you a chance to do just your elevator pitch for the show. And I was saying I had read this online and found it to be one of the most intriguing of all the shows I've been interviewing. So I am excited for that. But if I were in line at an in-person fest and you just had, say, 20 to 30 seconds to tell me what the show is about and why I would want to see it, what would you say?
Now, Now, Now is about an invasion that comes through people through a nursery rhyme and takes them over. And mysterious people in black end up kidnapping you or your loved ones.
I love that because I have no idea what it means, but instead of just going, I don't know what that means, it's I want to know what that means, which is just the sweet spot we always look for with those. That is great. Now, I was seeing online, this is not a brand new show, correct?
No, we've been doing it since last October, I believe. Yeah, we started around Halloween. That was the goal date.
Hmm.
We were, so many of us are so used to being in the theater, and people don't understand why. Oh, why are you flipping out so bad? Because we're not in the theater. We worked our whole lives to be in the theaters. We're great being home. It's nice, but we need to be on a stage somewhere creating. And I had all my friends that were out of work between New York and Los Angeles, and I wrote a show that was COVID safe. So we have a family of three that are acting together in one scene. They're COVID safe. We have roommates that are acting together. They're COVID safe. We have people that are doing scenes alone with other people that are doing scenes alone somewhere else, all via Zoom through what's called the OBS system, which makes you a portable television studio. And then it spills out onto Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's a free show because we want to do a show.
That's great. And that's a fascinating way to mix in the stage elements with the virtual elements to make sure you had pods of people who could work together. That's really cool. Now, a quick question from that I didn't plan to ask, but came to mind as you're saying that. So do you feel, given the very unique nature of this, that it's going to have a life after COVID, or do you think this is very unique
I've
to this
already
time?
had cast members in it that also produce films because we're all into film, we're all into stage. That want to do it as a feature film. I'm working on a script for it now. It's been talked about several times. Luckily, when we first started doing it in LA, we had a great interview like this with ABC7 and George Pinocchio in LA. And we got great response. So far, we get about 1,000 viewers every time we do the show.
That's great. Oh, I love it. Perfect. So probably a future, but not as a live stage show, as a film, which sounds
Well,
really
it's been
cool.
talked about as possibly a live stage show because it's really a multimedia piece. What we decided was, it's an expression I have, it's embrace the Zoom. It's blocked for the camera, it's blocked, but it's got live theater
Yeah,
combined. So,
there's some live theater in the DNA. You can just
right.
tell for the. Now, you mentioned though that you have people coming from multiple households, and part of that is that you have quite a large cast for this. For those shows that aren't solo shows, I've really wanted to give us a chance to shout out, give some love to the other people involved, and we're going to have to do that one a little quickly this time. Would you like to tell us who all is in this one?
I'm going to say it this way: is we have a combination of 19 actors from Los Angeles, where Nick DePiero, Christine Oriana, they're performing from their apartments in New York City. And then out in LA, we have the Fon family, Jenny Fon, Harry Fon, Jonathan Fon. They're in one venue. Allison Serboff, Robert and Christina DiTilio, another married couple. Ryan Joseph Murphy, that girl Serene, who's also a great electronica music artist. And if I'm anybody, Chris Neri, who fills in just to fill in, Victoria Polito, Heidi Schuler. I think I hit them all, but I'm sorry if I didn't. And we
But
got this
there's so
great
many.
stage manager
Yeah.
who's from Hollywood Fringe legacy legend, Jim Niedlikowski, who is stage managing from his house.
That's great. Thank you. Hopefully we didn't miss anybody, but I think they'll
Hopefully I didn't miss anybody.
understand if they did. It's just nice when they've done this much work to make sure they get to, hear their
Oh,
names.
and my best friend Bob Telford, can't
Oh,
forget him. Bob Telford, can't
like
forget
I
Bob.
can't forget this one. But sometimes it's easiest to forget the people that are on our minds the most because we're already thinking about them. That's great. Now,
And we're all Fringe veterans. Most of us have done Hollywood Fringe numerous times. And Jenny Fon and I, Jenny had a one-woman show that I produced, directed, and it won. It was 2017 for the best solo performance.
oh,
There's
that's
a show
great.
called Under the Jello Mold that's still going on since 2017. So we got some legs in the Fringe world. We love Fringe.
Nice. That's great. It's just this big interconnected web, and the more
The
you go to them, the
best.
more you meet everybody. On that note, we've been mentioning that just this weekend, just for the 3 days, there are over 50 shows in the Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe. And I've been asking people if there are any other particular shows they are excited to see, if you've had a chance to even look over all the huge list of shows
I
there.
just sat down to start looking at it. I got to be honest because I'm juggling 19 different performance schedules. But what I'll do is I'll check into solo performance. That's where my success has been in the past. And then I'm a big Pittsburgh fan,
Hmm.
and I don't mean sports. Um, I had a show picked up by the Pittsburgh New Works Festival. I think it was 2012, 2013. I forget what year. I went to Pittsburgh, flew in from California. Me and my brother explored Pittsburgh, and I fell in love with Pittsburgh. So when I
Yeah.
saw there's a virtual Fringe, I'm like, oh no, we got to try this here. This is the first Fringe on Now's route.
That's
Hopefully,
great.
hopefully
Yeah.
there'll be more Fringes after this.
Nice. Yeah. And there's, like we said, there's a 70 to 80 just in North America to get
Well,
to.
we're
But
going to Big Sky at the end of the month.
yeah, yeah, that's wonderful. Victoria and the people working out
Yep,
there have
yep. We
been
worked with her in
pushing
Hollywood.
hard.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. And that's a brand new festival. Even
Right.
in these weird times, new ones have been popping up because this art form is going through a great renaissance in North America, and I love that
Right.
it's all over the place. On that note, we need to end this, but please take the spirit of what we were just talking about and look through all 50 plus of the shows. Take a look before this weekend if you can, because it's so much to process. Get an idea of what you're going to see for those 3 days, and then come join us May 6th to 9th for Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. This is great.